Добрий вечір. Сом Лілія, сом видавателька з України. Не говорим по-словенськи. That's why I will be speaking English, and I do hope that you will understand me. As many of you know, starting from February, today is the 76th day of war that lasted for 8 years and started 400 years ago. And all Ukrainian people are now fighting on their own fronts because we need to distance ourselves from Russian world, which brings cry and threat to all the world. This is a real story actually illustrated by the Ukrainian illustrator Sofia Suliy. A Ukrainian grandmother shot down the Russian drone with a jar of pickled tomatoes. This is really real story, which means that every Ukrainian is trying to fight as hard as they can. All Ukrainians, including our publishing house, feels like this shelf on the destroyed house in Borodyanka city, which is located near Kyiv, and the city was fully destroyed by Russians in the first months of war. Actually, our publishing house has been on the market for 6 years already with my business partner Elias Strongovsky, and we are mostly focusing on social issues, and we are talking about difficult topics. But our one of the main things is to publish Ukrainian books in Ukrainian language. Our first breakthrough in books was the book about 17 types of families, and some of the written by Ukrainian author Larisa Denisenko, and some of the families are the same as in Slovakia, like mother and grandmother, or for example, people of different nationalities. And we got threads for life for this book because one of the stories is about a girl, Maya, who has 2 moms. And it was awful before the Lviv Book Forum that we got threats because they didn't want that we held presentations about this book. But all progressive Ukrainian society supported us, including government bodies, and this was even international scandal. It was 5 years ago, but now this book has got a new international interest, and during this war it has been published in 6 languages already because it tells story about Ukraine and Ukrainian children. All profit from the sale of this book goes to Ukraine in all countries where it is sold now. This is a big board from Estonia. One of the largest projects on the Ukrainian book market in children's literature was a 2-volume of a book which is called She Did It, about 100 Ukrainian women. It was 1 year since we started it, and during the 1 year we worked with 200 illustrators and writers. And illustrators even were shown in Slovakia, in Bratislava 2 years ago. This is a slide from Slovakia. So this is still the largest project on Ukrainian children's literature market. And we also, as I said, we focus on social topics, and no other publisher in Ukraine wanted to publish books like this. So we are now considered the only social-focused publisher in Ukraine, and we even have the largest portfolio of books about death for children in Ukraine. Several years ago, we started to publish more graphic novels, and we focus on Holocaust, on different, immigration, and about historical issues like Soviet past and Soviet danger. We have also published one of the harshest, actually, graphic novels, I would say, on social topics, and this is a topic about danger of domestic abuse. Made by Polish authors Jerzy Szylak and Joanna Karpowicz. And even a priest was on our presentation, which is really weird for this kind of presentation. This is a shelf with some of our graphic novels. If you are aware of graphic novels, you would recognize many of them because all social bestsellers are on our list in Ukrainian. in Ukraine. We also admire many public figures, and that's why we recently published a biography of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which became our bestseller of all our books which we published before. Because we know, we feel strongly that women representation is very, very strong, and they should have examples who they should look at. For example, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who we also published, and this is our photo from Reykjavik last year. We also receive a lot of praise from high governmental people in different countries. So, for example, former president of Lithuania, Dalia Grybauskaitė, knows us and have our books, and the president of Iceland, Gundi Johannesson, also has a lot of our books, actually, because we visited him several times. But currently we're also working, and this is the title of our current book, which our author Larissa Denisenko wrote in the first days of war in her corridor during the shelling of Russians in Kiev. This is about how children feel in shelters during shelling of Russians. And I would like to say that when we win, and we will win, I am absolutely sure in this, Ukrainian culture will continue to prosper, and all cultural sphere as well. So, героям слава! Дякуємо!